Hello to everyone. My name is Ruchi Negi, and I am a doctoral candidate in the Department of African Studies, University of Delhi. And today, through this University Diplomatic Dialogues platform, we shall be discussing about Sierra Leone. A brief description about our department. So the Department of African Studies was established in 1954 at the initiative of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The mandate was to promote awareness about Africa. The department undertakes interdisciplinary teaching and offers courses like MA, MPhil, and PhD, although MPhil is being discontinued now. This UDD, University Diplomatic Dialogue, is also an initiative of our department. It is to bring both Africa and India, closer, and it serves as a platform where students, scholars, teachers, they gather to investigate the various aspects of Africa-India ties. The theme of UDD is to commemorate the independence of African nations month by month, and today we celebrate the independence of Sierra Leone. And a little about their geography. So the country's name, it comes from the Lion Mountains found near Freetown. This Portuguese explorer called Pedro de Sintra, he named the area Serra Leoa in 1462, which is Portuguese for Lioness Mountains. Sierra Leone is located on the coast of West Africa. The country has sandy beaches, mangroves, swamps, Loma Mountains, and dense rainforests. The country has numerous rivers, including the majestic Roquel and Seva rivers, and they both serve as a source for agriculture and industry. Sierra Leone's biodiversity is also equally impressive. It has forests, savannas, and wetlands. The country is home to some amazing species such as chimpanzees, elephants, and rare bird species. The country is also called the Athens of West Africa because of its early achievements in the fields of medicine, law, and especially education. In fact, Sierra Leone developed as the educational center of British West Africa. A bit about their history. Even before its pre-colonial era, Sierra Leone was a place where numerous indigenous tribes, they thrived amidst the lush forests and fertile lands. These tribes, including the Mende, Temene, Limba, and Creos, each had their own unique cultures, languages, and traditions. The Limba are known to be the first tribe to inhabit Sierra Leone. The Creos are also very important from the historical point of view, and I shall talk about them in some time. So when the European explorers, they arrived in the 15th century, it marked a turning point in Sierra Leone's history. The Portuguese, followed by the British, they established trading posts along the coast, engaging in the lucrative transatlantic slave trade. Sierra Leone, in fact, became a significant hub for the slave trade, with thousands of Africans forcibly taken from its shores. Then there was the Mani invasions of the mid-16th century, and they had a profound impact on Sierra Leone as they militarized the country. In the late 18th century, the British established a colony in Sierra Leone as a home for freed slaves. So these freed slaves, they came all the way from North America and the Caribbean. These freed slaves, they were known as the Black Poor or the Nova Scotians, followed by later groups called the Maroons from Jamaica. The British, they hoped to use Sierra Leone, as a model for the resettlement of freed slaves, just to redeem themselves and the atrocities, that they gave on these poor people, and to make Sierra Leone a principal base for the suppression of the slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade then eventually abolished in the early 19th century. These freed slaves, or the settlers that came from North America, Caribbean, and Jamaica, they called their new settlement region as Freetown. And this Freetown, it also became the capital of Sierra Leone. Earlier, so when I had spoken of the various tribes found in Sierra Leone, I mentioned about the Creos. So who are these Creos? Well, they are the descendants of these freed slaves, and they played a prominent role in Sierra Leonean society. They were educated, and they held influential positions in the government, commerce, and the church. Many Creos were active in the abolitionist movement as well, and they worked towards the eradication of slavery, and they helped in the promotion of human rights. Now, the conflict between the indigene versus settler is quite a common phenomena seen in Africa, and it was also witnessed in Sierra Leone between the locals and the Creos. Why? Because the Creos, they had closer relations with the colonies, and they had a Western way of education and living, and that paved the way for them in getting government positions during the colonial years. Now, I will briefly speak about the independence and post-independence struggle of Sierra Leone. Bai Bure, he was a prominent Temne chief in Kase. He was revolting against the Britishers. He was also fighting against the imposition of the hut tax by the colonial administrators. In fact, this hut tax, this revolt, it was one of the largest, scale largest-scale anti-colonial revolts that West Africa ever saw. Baibure, in fact, appears on the Sierra Leonean currency as well. Another prominent leader was Neagua. He's also known as the Tracking King, and he was a fierce king, and many people came to join him for protection. Neagua, he's also resisted the British, realizing that he lacked sufficient strength. He resorted to diplomacy with the Britishers. At the same time, he sent warriors to assist Baibure in fighting against the Britishers. So these are a few prominent traditional rulers who put up a brave fight against the Britishers in the independence struggle of Sierra Leone. Then in 1928, domestic slavery, which continued to be practiced by the local African elites, was abolished. In 1924, the UK government, they divided the administration of Sierra Leone, into colony and protectorate, with both having different political systems. So the colony was the Freetown area or the coastal areas, and it was mainly dominated by the Creole people. And then the protectorate was defined as the hinterland area. So hinterland areas are basically those areas which are away from the urban areas, and they were dominated by local chiefs. But since both had different political systems, this led to a heated debate in 1947 between the two entities, wherein the protectorate demanded for a single political system, and of course the Creole opposed it. In 1951, Lamina Sanko, he was a Creole politician and banker. He collaborated with educated protectorate leaders from different groups, including Sir Milton Mergai, Siaka Stevens, Kande Bure, Sir Albert Mergai, and Amadou Wuri. They joined to form the Sierra Leone People's Party, or SLPP, as the party of protectorate. This SLPP leadership was led by Sir Milton Mergai, and he negotiated with the Britishers and the educated Creole-dominated colony based in Freetown to achieve independence. Mergai, he led the development of a new constitution in November 1951, bringing together the colonial and protectorate legislatures and laying the groundwork for decolonization. In May 1957, Sierra Leone held its first parliamentary election. So this SLPP, which was then the most popular political party in the colony of Sierra Leone, as well as being supported by the protectorate, it won the most seats in the parliament. Sir Milton Mergai, he headed a 24-member Sierra Leonean delegation to meet Queen Elizabeth II's government in London on April 20th, 1960, as part of the independence negotiations. So after consultations in London on May 4th, 1960, the United Kingdom finally agreed to grant Sierra Leone independence on April 27th, 1961. In May 1962, Sierra Leone held its first general election as an independent nation. The Sierra Leone People's Party, again SLPP, it won the election with flying colors, and Sir Milton Mergai became the Prime Minister. In fact, Sierra Leone had its general elections in June last year, and this SLPP again won with a majority of seats, and Julius Maada Bio, if I'm pronouncing it correct, his name, he became the president. Since gaining independence from Britain in 1961, Sierra Leone has experienced periods of political instability, including military coups and authoritarian rule. For instance, from 1991 to 2002, a civil war was seen. This period saw a lot of chaos and bloodshed in the country. For example, the Revolutionary United Front, which was a rebel group, they were trying to topple the Joseph Mama's government. They were trying to take control of the diamond mines. And then there was the corrupt Sierra Leonean army. Now we need to understand that these diamond mines, they played a significant role in financing the conflict in Sierra Leone. So the RUF, they used control over the diamond-rich areas to fund their insurgencies. At the same time, the Sierra Leone army also sought control over diamond mines as a means to finance their operations and strengthen their position in the conflict. So control over diamond-rich areas was not only, a source of revenue, but it was also strategic in terms of controlling territory and resources. There also came a time when the locals would say that they could not differentiate between the this rebel group, Revolutionary United Front, and the Sierra Leonean army, because both these entities, they had gotten so greedy and corrupt. All of this chaos led to casualties between 50,000 to 70,000. Finally, help came in from the United Nations forces, British troops, and the Guinean air support. The Sierra Leone army could finally defeat the RUF before they could take control of Freetown, and President Kaba formed his government, defeating the All People's Congress, their main opponent party. So Sierra Leone has been relatively peaceful for 20 years now, and after the end of its civil war in 2002, their population consists of 77% Muslims and nearly 22% Christians, yet communal violence is very rare. It's also a secular country. It has no official religion as such. The country has been brave and it's shown resilience against all the atrocities it went through. Now, a little bit of their economy. So Sierra Leone's economy is quite diverse, with key sectors including agriculture, mining, and services. Agriculture is the backbone of the economy, employing the majority of the population and providing livelihoods for millions of people. The country is quite rich in natural resources, including diamonds, gold, iron ore, and bauxite, and it forms the basis of its mining industry. Sierra Leone also boasts a growing services sector, with the industries such as tourism, telecommunications, and finance contributing to economic growth and development. Lastly, some facts on the relations between India and Sierra Leone. India and Sierra Leone have had a friendly relationship for almost 5 decades now. Both countries, they share similar views on the United Nations reforms, and India has also sent troops to the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone. Drugs, pharmaceuticals, textiles, eggs, machine equipment, they're among the products which are exported from India to Sierra Leone. And ferrous waste, scrap, wood pulp, waste paper, and tiny quantities of titanium ores are among the products imported by India from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone's Indian community numbers approximately 3,000 people, the majority of whom they work in trade and industry. Sierra Leone has only one Indian association, and it's called the Indian Mercantile Association. So I'll now conclude my talk about Sierra Leone. The country has proven to be incredibly courageous and strong. From the Department of African Studies, University of Delhi, we wish Sierra Leone a happy Independence Day. Thank you.